A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and here we are once again with Nerf Secrets Revealed Aftersought Part 2. I've certainly made a lot of videos in this series so far, especially since I started a mere month ago. Boy, I have made a lot of tests, and I have put together a lot of small bits and pieces, but now we're going to get on to the big portions here. And well, for this occasion, I'd like to bring along the rival Nemesis. Certainly one of the largest and most powerful and highest capacity and highest rate of fire type blasters imaginable. And well, it's quite appropriate that eventually this would have to come along into the collection, and with all the experiments in mind and all the new things that I've put together for this monster, it only seems fitting that eventually a field test of a number of things would eventually be implemented. But first, a small overview of this blaster. As you can see, this is the red version of this, as rival blasters before 2021 were basically made to compete with red and blue teams. And there was also the occasional edge blasters, which were in a highlighter green color, and the Phantom Core blasters, which were all white. But with the red and blue ones, between 2015 and 2020, this was basically the standard for rival. And well, it's nice that rival was able to stick around, which I'll talk more about the more recent blasters later. But as you can see here, this is a hopper style blaster that of course can house 100 HIR or high impact rounds. And well, sliding door can easily open and close like so. And well, believe it or not, you can actually detach the hopper itself. So, quite a nice way to go. Of course, with such a big capacity, it of course does have to be powerful, as you might know. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory on that part. Well, you know what? I'd say with emptying this hopper, it can take quite a while for it to truly work. And it's probably not meant for everybody, but in any which case, it's certainly a fun blaster to utilize for your collection. A fun blaster that can have plenty of weight to it, so you'll definitely need to have some strength and stamina put together to be able to use this without any possible issue. Of course, we can't forget the small iron sight on top, which can easily flip up or down. And the back space here is mainly where the battery compartment is. You can, of course, swap this with the rechargeable battery, which they do sell separately, which also works for the rival Chaos, which was another blaster I've had talking about in the past. So, I've talked about both of these blasters in great detail. If you might recall Distance Gauge, for example, which was another series that I've been running on the channel for a while. But in any case though, if there's one major thing that we're going to need to work on, well, it's invisible integration. But with a blaster of this size, I might need to jump cut. And well, as you can, well, you can't necessarily see here, but yeah, got some wiggle room in there, so that way you can hear the evidence at hand. It's time to boogie with the invisible integration. A full hopper load should easily be a good firing sequence. So, here we go. Whew. Wow, man. That was certainly something, you know. To be able to work this sort of stuff, let alone a monstrosity like this, with 6 D batteries on one end and a hopper full of rounds on the other end, it truly adds up to mega intensified fun on all scales. And so I'm more than proud to have this in my collection, and even more so, invisible integration works great with this blaster. And so tests are all complete. Well, I'm glad I ran about 3.5 years worth of testing altogether to eventually bring out a great video worth of this stuff. And of course, with more things on the way, I hope you'll stick around, because if you like, subscribe, comment, follow me wherever you can find me, and stay on the Hollywood side, then I will in fact have more of this stuff worth discussing.